Come on, Spontaneous Views, Car Chronicles. It's Flat Earth Talk. And this is like a continuation of every other blog I've done with Flat Earth. Today I want to focus on, this doesn't even deal with Flat Earth. I want y'all to really walk with me with this. And I want to deal with the moon, the supposed moon landing in 1969. At this point, if you are a person that deals with intelligence and deals with critical thinking, at this point in our society, there's certain things that we have to let go. You know, there's certain belief systems that we have to let go. And before I even get to the flat earth, you know, I just want to talk about information in general, but I'm just going to end with the flat earth. Maybe I should start it off like that. I don't think we realize how our information has been just changed, and everything that we've believed and know is a lie. And it's very frustrating to know that you literally have people that have that much power that can literally change the aspect of millions of people as far as how they think. Information that's been controlled by the Roman Catholic Church when it comes to religion. Information that's been controlled by the Jesuits. Information has been controlled by the Rockefellers when it comes to the school systems and the books that got us where we're at today. Everything is a lie. I don't know what to believe. What time? First of all, this is a Gregorian calendar that we're on. What is it? Pope Gregory? What is the 15th century? I don't even. It doesn't even matter. Like, that's the thing about it. The dates, like, they give you these dates, but we don't even know if these people even existed. Where's the lineage at? I said this before. Where's the lineage at? If I was kin to Copernicus and Galileo and Isaac Newton and Copernicus, and like, I don't know if I said them already, but all these figures, why we don't never hear about, like, where are they lineage at? Anyway, our information has been corrupted to the point to where we're in so-called 2024, and obviously the timeline has had to change. Obviously the timeline had to change somewhere in the 1800s, because it doesn't make sense for you to say, let's look at a city like New York, for example. How does a city like New York be built in less than 100 years when, if we're in 2024, you're saying that this city of New York had to start being built around the 1900s or even before that? Because I've seen pictures of New York and it doesn't look anything like it does now. And we're talking a long time ago. So there had to have been something going on in our history between the 1900s and like the 1930s. Something happened with timelines. Something happened with information as far as what they give us. They giving us old westerns, right? We get old westerns, 1800s, the horses and carriages, and that's all they had. Box houses and stuff. But in that same period, you're building cathedrals. You're building churches that are immaculate. My cousin went to Italy, I think for his honeymoon about a week or two ago. He was posting pictures on Instagram. And he showed a picture of a palace, a church or something that was blow my mind. It's in Italy. The first thing I asked, I commented up under his comment, I said, who built that? I forgot the guy's name, but he said it was some guy named Carlos Albert. But anyway, again, names, I can't really, again, I don't know who built what because that building company is obviously no longer available today. Or if they are, they're disguising themselves up under another name. But when you go to when you go to research old buildings and where they were built, they don't even give you the buildings, the builder's name. Like today, we have builders. Like my housing division was built by LGI. I don't know. It's an abbreviation. I don't know what it is, but that's a building company. Why they don't have that when you look up building companies from the 1800s? Where they at? Where they went at? So either they disguised themselves or they never existed. Period. The timelines are all off. There was no horses and carriages in the 1800s. There were people that were thriving in this world. They were thriving in this world. And for some reason, this elitist that's controlling the world now don't want us to know about. I'm going to get back more into that. I'm just going to continue with this. I ain't really trying to be too long with it. I'm in the car. Y'all already know what time it is. Obviously, the technology that we've dealt with is way more prominent than what it was back in 1969. So let's get back to flat earth. I'm just, and it's not, I'm saying flat earth, but I'm really putting the puzzle together so you can understand the topic instead of just Googling the Flat Earth Society and being thrown off, showing you a pancake in space. We don't believe that. We don't believe that. I mean, come on, man. Like, it's too much information out here for me to believe that we flew 240,000 miles away to a plasmic object. First of all, how did you know that you were able to land on it in 1969? Just because it looked like a hard object, how do you know that it is with the technology that you had in 1969? So obviously you're telling me that in 1969, your technology was more greater than what it was, but I could kind of put a twist on it. Because in a way, back then, technology was greater. It just was greater. It was greater in the right people's hands. The wrong people got it, but didn't know what to do with it. So the only thing they had to learn to do is control it and keep it away from us. That's what they did. If the first power tool didn't come into existence to 1895, how in the hell you're telling me in just 100 years you got Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, Dallas, Atlanta, Washington, D.C., Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Kansas City, Kansas, Las Vegas, Nevada, Grand Canyon. Whole nother topic. I could just sit here and talk and just come with a whole nother thing that'll just bury the talk of a spinning object. The fact that I'm going back, the fact that you're saying that you're still thinking in this time frame that we went to the moon is absurd. Respectfully, I'm not trying to degrade no one. I'm not trying to make nobody feel a certain type of way. But at this point in our society, with all of the misinformation that we know we've been taught, we know that the school systems failed us. They taught us nothing. They taught us nothing. Point blank. You ain't gonna beat me in the head about going to no moon. And the fact of the matter is, let me just say this. Let's just say we did go to the moon. What type of educational information you brought back to us, other than some rocks that you supposedly gathered? To me, I would have thought about, okay, if you've been to the moon, How about showing us how the moon gets crescent? Anybody thought of that when they went to the moon? Why nobody thought about that? So you went all the way to the moon, 240,000 miles away, and you never thought to just stay there and say, you know what? Let's stay here and see how it will look when the moon is crescent. Let's see if this object actually moves to another area in the sky. They went up there, had some dune buggies, rode around for a little bit, jumped around, stuck a flag in the dirt, and chucked the deuce. Hot damn. They went 240,000 miles away, rode on some dune buggies, stuck an American flag that you still can't see from nowhere. Like, where's the flag at? Stuck a flag in the ground, supposedly. Got back on a ship with no vacuum in space, because you have to have combustion in space for you to ignite anything. So how can you ignite in a vacuum? But somehow you see them lifting off, and they never showed them actually. This camera, you know, it was so great back then, but this camera couldn't turn in the direction of this so-called ship going back to Earth, to come back through the Van Allen belt again. And you have NASA scientists right now that's recorded saying that it's very hard for us to get through the Van Allen belt. But again, I repeat, the Van Allen belt is not an actual belt. It is the firmament. Again, I am not trying to sound biblical, but I can only go by what that doctrine is talking about, because that's the only written doctrine that talks about flat earth that you have to break down. There's no other doctrine. There are other books out there, but that doctrine is not available like how the Bible is, obviously. So with the Bible, you have to break it down. But there's numerous verses in the Bible that talks about this. And I'm not trying to even come from a biblical standpoint, but I can. But I know the Bible is shunned right now, so I don't want to begin my conversation with that. But I can go into that lane also. But I want to keep it where I'm keeping it, to allow you to digest what I'm saying. Because a lot of people shun the Bible. And I can understand it. But you got to eat the fish and spit out the bones. The Bible is written in English. That means it was translated. We don't know who those translators were. We know it was Strong. Strong had over 100 people translating that stuff for him. We don't know those 100 people. Anyway, let me get back to my subject at hand. I hate that I kind of venture off. I'll be having so much stuff to talk about. The moon landing is dead. Even Bill Aldrich and Neil Armstrong and all the puppets, the Masonic puppets, they don't even look excited. If you go and just Google or just pull up on YouTube their interviews after they came back from the moon, how do you not be excited? Like, whoa, we went to the moon and came back. No one died. The spaceship didn't blow up. Like, nothing happened. We did this feat in 1969, and they don't even want to do an interview right now. Buzz Aldrin he talking in what you call it? He's basically telling you without telling you. oh, it's never happened. He's been on seminars or he's sitting in there asking questions, and he'll just come out and say he's been on a Late Show. I forgot what Late Show he was on. Man, what Late Show was he on? I forgot. It don't matter. He was on it talking about, oh, it never happened. But people are really like, he know he can say that in a jokingly manner because people are indoctrinated. They really thought it happened. They know it didn't happen. Well, he know it didn't happen. A lot of the public don't know that. The moon landing is trash. That's you know, it doesn't deal with flat Earth, but the moon landing is at this moment in time, I can't really have a full conversation with you if your logic is still on that level. I don't want you to even think about flat Earth, even though it's a piece to the puzzle. Don't even think about flat Earth. The point I'm trying to make is that subject, you're not thinking critical at all. It doesn't have anything to do with flat Earth. If you really think that we went to the moon and came back, and you got NASA scientists to this day saying that there's a Van Allen belt that you can't get through, we lost the technology. Oh man, that's big cap. We have been lied to, man. The 1800s were not what we thought. They have came in and changed some information, and it really got us messed up. We have been dumbed down to the point to where we think a Tesla is the best car that's on the streets right now. When Tesla had information about free energy hundreds of years ago. And they just not introducing the Tesla. Well, it's been, 5 years now? How long has Tesla been out? 5 years? I don't know. And we excited. Oh, a Tesla. That we've been have blimps in the sky. That's what these major cities were. They were hubs for free energy. The buildings that had the long antenna on them, those were energy ports. That's why they still burning down, well, supposedly burning down buildings. Burn down cities. Look that up. You got every major city in the United States have been burnt down and remodeled because they were trying to hide the history. They were trying to hide these buildings that were built by the Tartarians. You could say AKA Morris Science, the Morris community. I mean, I already repeated this. Tartarian. That's Tartarian. That name is actually prevalent around the world. I ain't even talked much, and it's almost been a 20-minute video. That's crazy. But I can't make these videos too long because our attention span is very short. I've become, like I said, I've changed my perspective on not changed my perspective. What I'm trying to say is, to put it in a nutshell, to conclude this video, you know, I can't really conversate with people that say that they think they're smart but won't be open-minded about stuff. Like, that's a contradiction. There's no way you could say you're smart and intelligent, but you close off information that because it goes against your belief system. That's not being smart. That means you're just regurgitating what somebody just told you, and you think you're smart because you made an A in your class. You was an honor roll student of indoctrination. The school system flawed us. And not only is it flawing us now, society is flawing us because they're sheeple. And I refuse to be a sheeple. I hate being lied to. that ignites something in me. So the ancestors been waking me up. It's just when you're on certain platforms, they don't give you that gratitude of being exposed in that kind of manner if it goes against their doctrine. But we say we in a free country. The moon landing is a hoax. Come on, come on. Spontaneous views, I'm out.